Hey guys, Brados here, and welcome to my first ever house building video. Today we are building Stilted Oasis. This is it's a beach house, but it's completely built over the water, so it's all on stilts, hence the name. And it's basically built to cater for maybe one or two sims, no more than a couple, because it's like on its inside it is quite small. But it does give you everything in luxury, and it gives you stunning views. Another thing to mention about this build is I am currently building in the world of a lunar island, which is the new world created by the Sim Supply. So I will put a link to that world and the Sim Supply's channel in the description down below, so you can go check that out. It's a very good island, so kudos to James from the Sim Supply for making that world. It is very good indeed. So as you can see, just building the foundations out here. I wanted to put stairs because you'll notice that the second foundation that I'm building now is slightly lower than the main foundation, and I wanted to put stairs down because I'd originally built this this whole house before, and I could put stairs there. You can see I'm trying it there, but no matter what I did, it just would not work. So I just decided to basically slope it down, and it is fully play tested. It does work. Not exactly what I wanted, but it does work, and it really doesn't make that much difference in the end. Just trying to get things right there, but you have to do it from the top, and then it slopes properly, just the way I wanted it to be. So this lot, I believe, is a 30 by 60 lot, so you will need a large lot to build it. You will need most likely a 60 by 60 lot if you want to download this house. I will put a link to the download in the description below. You will be able to get it off the exchange. In terms of expansion packs that you'll need for this house, I think it uses little bits and pieces from most of the expansion packs, but Sims replaces it with proxies, so you can just swap and change what you need. In the future, I will try to use less expansion packs. I believe I did use some custom content in this as well, so I'll try to avoid doing that in the future. But I believe the custom content will come with it if you download it on the exchange. So now just putting in the walls, you'll notice that it is a relatively small house on the inside. So on the inside you get your kitchen, your dining room, bathroom and bedroom, and all the living space is on the outside under the cover of these sort of pergola outdoor things that you'll see I'm putting in the post for them now. I do extend these later on just to make it a bit bigger and to give your Sims a bit more space outside. One thing that was different about this house to the ones that I normally build is that it was actually quite quick. I believe it took me possibly an hour to build this house, although I had built it before, so I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I just wanted to record it and see what it looked like when it was recorded. So you can see now I've just changed the roof there. I do change it again, I believe. I think I make it wider, just lowering that down, but that's completely pointless because I do change it, as I just said. I basically was inspired by a bunch of, not anything in particular, but just beach houses in particular. I was looking up pictures of those hotels in places like Tahiti and Fiji, where the little hotel rooms are built over the water, actually, and I figured why not just make it into a house that looks pretty similar to that. So basically a theme that I noticed with all those houses is that they had wooden exteriors and thatched roofs, so I decided to do that on this house as well. Just taking off those little pieces there. Not exactly sure what the point of that was, but I don't know, I did it nonetheless. There were no windows there, so I figured, well, there's no reason to have it there. Just putting in some fences now, just cutting through to another part of the video. I believe it freezes here for a second. My game sort of lags a bit. Anything with water, Sims 3 seems to lag. Isla Paradiso was really quite a pain in the ass, but a lunar island has been good so far. Now, just as I said before, redoing the roofing here. I wanted to get the roofs properly aligned, so when I deleted the wall at the front, which you'll see me do right there, you would still be able to see the wall properly. Behind it, just extending the columns now, and as you can see, just wanted to get rid of all those roofs or roof walls things in there, so it didn't look too shabby. Putting in a garage door actually at the front here, simply because I wanted everything to be able to open. Because if you don't know, The Sims 3 does not allow you to open doors. It allows your Sims to walk through it, but you can't actually leave them open. The garage door allows you to do that. I actually just paused here for a second because I couldn't figure out what I'd done with the windows, but I realized I just placed them one too many to the left. Putting in just an archway, you'll see this area on the right is the bedroom and bathroom. The area on the left is your little foyer, kitchen, and dining room. I actually placed that wall one too far to the left as well, so you'll see me change that later on in the video, just chucking in the front door. I'd like to say that I was trying to choose between the front doors then, but I was actually just trying to find that one front door. I don't know, sometimes it's just difficult to find those particular items that you want amongst the hundreds of them that are in The Sims 3. You'll see just changing up some of the settings because I was getting some screen tearing there, which you don't actually see in the video, but just changed my screen refresh rate. Didn't actually change anything whatsoever, but you know, it's peace of mind, I guess. Just basically styling the cabinets for the kitchen, placing them in closely there. Couldn't get the left cabinet in, so I just used move objects on, which allows you to move objects anywhere that you want, just turning off the cheat again, because it does become quite annoying when you're trying to place windows and other objects. And also, it's not guaranteed that your Sims will be able to get them, because it takes that out of the equation when you put in the cheat. Just placing some little things here. You saw me spin these knives around a whole bunch of times. Usually you hold Alt and you can turn them not like square by square, but it did not work for some reason, so I just left it as it was. Putting in a screen there, not really sure what the point was, just a bit of a filler so the area didn't look so bare. Styling this chair, I'm actually really happy with the way this chair looks. I know it's just a chair, but I don't know, I quite like it anyway. Putting in some of the doors now. As you can see, I couldn't put it there because move objects on, and just move that back and everything worked fine. You'll notice that some of the doors will look brighter than others, and the outside is tinted, so you push most doors facing indoors or inwards, and they are tinted from the outside, so you can see out really nicely, but not many people can see in, which is a nice little feature. I'm just putting some extra little sculptures and plants in the dining room now. Nice big shark thing to put there. Putting some plants and whatnot on the table just to dress it up a little bit. And some candles, lamps, things, whatever. Putting some plants now. I believe that plant is custom content. Yes, it is. It will either be replaced with proxies or it will be in the build. You can see, like I said, just moving that wall out of the way now and moving it across to where it is supposed to be. I went with the same walls throughout the entire house because I felt like it just made it flow. I did change the floors a little bit, but there are only two different kinds. Adding in some sculptures, not waterfall, fountains, that's what they're called, in the foyer area here. Just trying to choose some plants to put there. I decided to go with the good old ones because, I don't know, they just seem to work. Putting in a nice half wall just to give the bedroom a little bit of privacy. I wanted to keep it nice and open and flowing, but not so much that you can see in when people are doing things, if you know what I mean. Putting in the bathroom. Now the bathroom is very open. I figured you didn't need a lot of privacy simply because it's only going to be the two people that will be living here, or possibly even one. These basins are custom content. I really wanted to put them in though, simply because I think they look really cool. Like I said, if you get them from the exchange, you should get these in the house itself, hopefully. If not, there are plenty of other different nice basins that you can put in. That bed, I believe, is from Into the Future, so not the sort of thing which you would expect to fit this style, but just changed up some of the style in it, the woods and whatnot, and it fit perfectly. Just throwing in some plants here just to dress things up. Plants are very much a theme to this build because I want it to be very beachy, and you know, palm leaves, things like that are very beachy, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? Just trying to pick some plants, not quick some plants, pick some plants. Decided to go with the same ones that I did before because, you know, they work, so why change them? Moving to the outside now, this is where the main living area is. You will see just putting in some lounge chairs, couches, whatever you want to call them. These chairs, creating the style so they match very nicely, and I managed to change the floor to the wrong colour, which was a genius move on my part. Placing those chairs so they all match and look very nice, putting in a nice coffee table and a plant and some little lamps there, which are also custom content. Like I said, in future houses I will not put anywhere near as much custom content. I'll actually try to keep custom content out of the build entirely, simply for ease of use, I guess. But those ones should be included, because I believe that's where I got them from, just downloading houses from the exchange, and they came with them. Putting in some lounge chairs here on the left side and again on the right side, try to keep things symmetrical, because symmetrical is nice. I don't know, it just seems to flow. That wasn't even, and that was annoying me. I do not have OCD, but I am kind of a perfectionist. I can control it, but it does annoy me. So, you know, you can make sense of that if you wish. Throwing in a rug here, just, you know, probably not a great idea in real life, but, you know, this is Sims 3. Logic is relatively non-existent, so it doesn't really matter. Just putting a nice little sitting area over here, not really necessary, but your Sims may choose to come out and sit here sometimes, instead of sitting inside, because that's the way the Sims 3 works. They just make their decisions like that, depending on, I don't know, how they feel, I guess. But it is a nice little sitting area nonetheless. I threw a bar in over here, not one of the late night bars, just one of the standard bars where your Sims can make juice, as they call it, because there's no alcohol in this game. It is just juice or nectar. Juice being, I don't know, I guess beer, and nectar being wine. Just throwing in some nice bar stools there, and a couple of lights. Moving down to the lower deck now. I believe we put in a hot tub. Yes, we do. Getting rid of the little basin on the bottom, because that was quite ugly, and I don't know, it was kind of, I don't know, it just didn't really fit. Placing in some of these little covers now, which came with Island Paradise. Yes, Island Paradise. And putting in some lounge chairs underneath, just to give you a little bit of shade and a place to relax. I threw in some lights here, just to keep everything nice and lit up at night. But they will not make any difference in the day. I actually placed those wrong, which is really quite annoying, and I noticed that when I was editing the video before. But that's really quite annoying, but I guess we'll just have to put up with it. Placing some lights on the inside now, nothing super special. I placed that really big long light, as you'll see there in the kitchen, which I believe has some fish on it. Not real fish, but like metal things shaped as fish, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? Just putting some lights in the foyer to keep everything nice. Moving to the front now, where we do a little bit of landscaping, nothing major. Basically, not really terrain, just sort of plants and whatnot. I'm putting in the garage now. I realised that I made it one too close, as I'll see. So I moved it one further back because I wouldn't be able to put in the door, and then everything worked out just fine. The garage is the same theme as the house, thatched roof, wooden paneling, I guess, on the sides. Just fixing up the roof here because I realised it was actually sticking out the front, so I lowered it down a bit, raised that one, and everything worked out fine. Putting in some of the paneling there, you see that right there. Just keeping the theme going, wanted it to flow. I tried to put in that garage door, but I didn't think it really fit, so I just went with the same one, just in a slightly different colour. One that actually fit really well with the colour of the paneling. I was surprised. Just doing a bit of terrain painting here with some darker sand, just as your pathway where your Sims can walk, I guess. Yeah, why not? And you'll see that we put in some plants in a moment after we finish doing the garage, putting in some rock and stone, I believe, is the floors. I threw in these windows, which I believe are from Into the Future, and I don't know, not really functional that much, but they do look nice. And I believe there is a regulation when building that every room has to have a window, so I'm not sure if that's a thing, but I decided to meet the regulations nonetheless, even though this is just a game. Throwing in some palm trees now. I really know that's a great idea to put in some different sorts of palm trees, just so you don't get a monopoly of the same kind of palm tree. I know it looks more interesting. Not that trees are the most interesting things in the world, but it makes it less uninteresting, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? Just dressing everything up. I'm not sure if these are palm trees or not. Would they be considered palm trees? I don't think so. Maybe just beachy sort of trees. I'm not really sure. trees. I'm talking about trees. What does my life come to? I'm just throwing in some of these little palm plant things. I'm not sure what they are, but they look nice, just sort of foresting everything up, which, wow, that really didn't make any sense. Well done. Throwing some more banana leaf plants in there. I believe I put a couple of flowers in there which came with Island Paradise, which, I don't know, they just add a little bit of colour to it, which is always good to have. That you can see me throwing those in now. And that just about finishes up this house, I believe. So we should cut to the screenshots any moment, and here we go. So the front of the house looks very nice. You'll see that I put some lights in there. Put those in slightly later on. You don't see me doing that in the video, but it keeps it nice and bright so your Sims can see where they are walking, which is always nice. There's no railings, there's not a lot of railings. Well, there are at the back, but that's about the only place, just to keep things open. The nice foyer area here with the fountain, and another shot with the door open, just to show how everything sort of opens up. The kitchen here is very nice and compact, but it gives you everything that you need. You can see the lights that I was talking about there with the little fish things, which always looks quite good. The kitchen now, again, compact, but it does everything that you need it to do. It looks very nice. One thing that you notice about this house is that it's got a lot of light and you get great views from everywhere. The bedroom, as you can see, great views. Caters for up to 2 Sims. I'd say a couple would be the most you could fit in here. You could rearrange the bedroom a little bit, but I would not recommend it. The bathroom now, with those really nice little basins, it really looks quite nice. The main living area here now, out on the deck, it looks very nice. I mean, you've got stunning views, and I would like to give credit to James from the Sim Supply for creating this world. It looks very nice. That shot there with the waves crashing in the background looks amazing. Just some final shots here, moving around. This is the lower deck with the hot tub, and one last shot from the hot tub itself. So you can see some little things sticking through there, but that is nothing major. So that's about it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. There will be more videos like this coming in the future, as well as Let's Plays on my channel, so definitely check that out. Until then, stay safe, stay human, and stay awesome.
We are the warriors, and we won't let them take the ground. What are we fighting for? Is it a cause that's lost to us? We are the warriors.